In this video, I'm going to share with you my own experiences with investments that cost four figures in terms of courses, coaching, mentorship, and events. And I'm going to let you know whether or not these were worth it for me or not worth it. You may be surprised by the answers. Now, a lot of people online these days are selling courses, programs, coaching programs, or ticketed events that cost thousands of dollars to go to them. Sometimes it kind of sucks because the price is just monstrous. And a lot of people buying or being sold to are young professionals where that money really matters. So, are they a scam? Are they worth it? Are they not? First and foremost, I totally understand how crappy it is when you really want something and then you get to the price page on their webinar or whatnot and the price is thousands of dollars. Um, I understand why a lot of these online businesses do that. I think they found the optimal price point where they can make the most money, and essentially they believe, and sometimes they're right, they could sell just as many of these at $1,000 as they can at $300. Now, there's a wide world of online courses and coaching programs and so forth, and some of them are more reasonably priced. I think I like Pat Flynn or Masterclass.com, where uh, their courses are in the hundreds or 50, 30, $20 a month, and I think they really do some justice. But at the same time, there's a lot of stuff that's much higher tier price, whether that's fitness product, business product, uh, online coaching product. There's so many things that I found, dating products that cost so much. So exactly, are they worth it or not? Let's get started with the first thing I bought. It was probably my biggest expense um, for years and years, and that was a ticket to a real life event, and that event was Vid Summit. At the time of purchase, I got the highest tier package, and that came with the VIP lunch. Essentially, what this was a annual event hosted by Derral, and essentially he would bring together all the world's top creators around YouTube, and you would network, and there'd be, I believe, 3 days of talks and discussions from experts around the world, and they would give you tips on growing your following. Um, at the time, he priced his course at a monstrous rate, even though it was the second ever Vid Summit. For me, it was a time of kind of almost a desperation, but it was just kind of, I'm so sick of where I am in life. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my career, and I didn't know where to take it. And so I had worked and worked and saved up a lot of money. Uh, and my plan was to save this and potentially invest it in an index fund and grow it. Um, but my life was just so boring, and I didn't really see any prospects at the time. So I said, screw it. I'm going to go to California, the land of dreams. It's where basically I see a lot of YouTubers make their start or move to. So I booked a plane ticket, booked this expensive thing, bought the VIP lunch, hoping that, maybe less people would buy that option, and then I would be able to network with people there. When I got there, once again, this was the second ever Vid Summit, so I was kind of underwhelmed by the level of YouTubers there. Uh, that said, there were some decent ones. There's you know, 3 or 4 there with a couple 100,000 subscribers, but they were in odd niches like photography, and some of them. The photography one, I think he just kind of shut down after I told him how many subscribers I had. And so he wasn't engaged, and I don't know, I guess maybe he was shy or whatnot, but he didn't talk to me much after he found out how many subscribers I had. I did find some other people that were friendly, but a lot of them were middle-aged, Caucasian men who were very money hungry. You could kind of tell. Like they were all marketers and they were using a lot of marketing lingo that I didn't understand at the time, like evergreen. And a lot of them were just drooling to make money, and that was their promise. Many of them didn't have YouTube channels. I guess somehow they found their way onto Derral Eves' email list, and to them, the price tag wasn't that much. Um, but it was quite peculiar. Like some of them were into black hat SEO, others were into other things. But I was friendly, and I tried to, uh, it was just nice to have someone there that was friendly. And I did meet some people that were pretty cool, like Sean Cannell of video influencers, and he gave me some tips. I think there was these small moments that were pretty good. Derral, of course, was the organizer. I did meet him, but he was super busy. I think he was even sleeping during some of the seminars because I think he was sleep deprived. But he put in a lot of work to organize this thing, and then at the end, he actually promised that next year he's really going to pull the trigger on this. He did like a slight apology because of the turnout, and so there was that. I think coming away from it, unfortunately, I did not think it was worth it. I think he put in a lot of effort and he put in a lot of tips and pulled a lot of stops to really make this come through. But I was already like a YouTube like super consumer, so I watched almost all of Tim Schmoyer's videos, Daryl's videos, and tons of other people's videos on YouTube tips. So the vast majority of them I already knew. I did get some cool stories and angles and case studies of people who grew their following in unique ways. We had someone there who basically made a couple $100,000 off music song sales from YouTube. And he was one of the first to partner with Devin Supertramp. So it was amazing seeing that world and seeing how well connected Derral was. But for me, it didn't, in terms of return on investment, it didn't yield what I would have hoped. And a lot of it was just kind of down the drain. That was a large amount for me. And I don't know, I definitely wouldn't have done it again because that was a large amount of money for me. If it was less, I think, $200, I could have done it. But, $1,000, it was just too much to spend on it. Plus, when I went to the VIP event, it was filled to the brim with at least like 50 to 100 people. And so, yeah, I basically didn't get some, special access to Derral. I got a table with some other people that I could have talked to at the event itself. The event was held at a hotel auditorium, and so that was that. I think for me especially, I think you have to be careful who you're selling to because I think maybe most of the people there, it was fine for them. I think for lunch, for dinner, when they took a break, they would go to a nice restaurant and eat. I went to McDonald's because I was really bootstrapping it, and I don't think no one really ever realized or noticed that. So first one, unfortunately, was not worth it. I know VidSummit has now blown up to be something more monstrous with stars like Gary Vaynerchuk and Pat Flynn attending. Tim Schmoyer was supposed to attend the time I went, but I was actually already in his mentorship group, and on top of that, I think Tim Schmoyer was going to a vlog conference. It was a VlogCon or something, so he couldn't make it. But there's that. That one, unfortunately, was not so much worth it. But I did learn some good tips, and I do think that Derral, tried his best to make it worthwhile. Just based on my situation, the price tag was not worth it. Another product is Ramit Sethi's online course. I purchased a course from Ramit Sethi, the top personal finance blogger, and it was a very expensive course. I think it was like $2,000 for his dream job course. And I had tried some more cheaper Udemy options, like $20 courses, and a lot of free material. But I really just wasn't getting the results I wanted in the career world. Now, I would say my thoughts on the course has changed over time, and I've owned the course now for about 6, 7 years. And he recently revamped the course, and that gave me a fresh perspective on it as well. But in general, um, I went from someone who was really struggling to apply to jobs and get any response. Um, and now I got to a point where my networking skills are on a higher level, and I also have learned the value of networking. And networking has allowed me to get myself in positions to learn about not just new jobs or new career transitions I could take, but also to um, more easily secure certain job offers at jobs that I want. Now, a lot of the times it still doesn't work out. Networking isn't a guaranteed skill, and oftentimes I will kind of network with these dream companies, and I won't hear back. But on occasion, it does work, and it opened myself up to a whole new way of applying to jobs and getting the job interview that I couldn't get before, and that has allowed me to get better job opportunities. Some at um, you know places I admire or with people I admire. Now, it's not just that, but positioning my resume, positioning what I say during job interviews. All those things have changed, and because of all of that and what it's yielded me, I would say that this course is worth it. Probably one of the most tangible and quantifiable ways you can say that this course was worth it was based on the uh, negotiation module alone. They have a whole module on negotiation, and through that module, I was able to learn uh, essentially how to negotiate and find my market rate, which means I asked for more money than I would have asked uh, in the past. And because of that, um, I essentially was able to get an amount that well paid for the price of the course. So that one, worth it. I think it was teetering on in the middle for a while, but I think that was worth it. Um, Next one would be Tim Schmoyer's mentorship and course. Tim is another big YouTube guru. He's taught and coached tons of people on how to grow their YouTube channel. His course was a hands-on course where for about 5 to 6 weeks it was a mentorship program where a group of about 20 students would come in, and he would have a weekly group coaching call and a weekly kind of structured process to teach them through on how to build their YouTube channels and analyze it. With this course, it was a systemized process for anyone at any level to kind of tailor their YouTube channel in different ways and optimize it. There's even a section where the other students would critique each other's courses and collaborate with each other. I think in general, I enjoyed being part of this exclusive thing, but it was also kind of a little bit of a shame that it ended so quickly. I was starting to bond with these people, but it seemed like for Tim, he just wanted to kind of wrap it up after a few weeks. That said, I think you gained a lot of insights in each of those modules and each of those levels. Could you have pieced together a lot of those things on your own with this free material? I think so. I think the benefit was that it was kind of systematized and done for you. There were a lot of beginners there with small channels or channels that were just starting off. And could you come out of this course, guaranteed with tons of followers and subscribers? No, I don't think anyone can guarantee that. And I think that was one of the issues with the course. I think you got some tweaks here and there on tweaking your course, your thumbnails, and all this stuff, but no one can guarantee you YouTube success. And none of the gurus can. And you can follow all these tips and still not blow up. I mean, YouTube's a creative world, a subjective world, and certain things just work or don't work based off a lot of different variables, like, a niche topic that people like and don't like. And I think um, the best YouTubers understand that. And so, sometimes there's a little X factor involved with just a certain level of charisma or a certain level of unique spin you bring to a topic. And that's not always something that can be taught. So I think we all came out, of course, a lot of them, I think they came out satisfied with their purchase. But I don't think many of them measured it based off if they would ever succeed on YouTube. It was more so about, I hope to get some good tips that would grow my channel a little. For me, I came in it with like higher dreams and hopes. And, as you can see now, years later, my channel is still at 23,000. I think part of that's my fault because I didn't always follow Tim's tips. I hated making YouTube thumbnails, so oftentimes I would skip out on that. But as you can tell, if you scroll through my videos, a lot of times I did put in that effort, and the views still weren't there. Especially lately this year, I invested in Photoshop, spent a lot of time learning that, and created these thumbnails. Didn't really make much of a difference. I know a lot of people will kind of give armchair advice to me in the comments. Oh, you should create thumbnails, you should do this. But I've tried that, and it doesn't always work. So with all that being said, I think I would rate it in the middle. I would say I can't say it's completely worth it. I can't say it's completely not. Really depends on your goals and your preferences. I think a lot of those people in my coaching group, if I had to bet, their channels did not skyrocket. Some of them may have just stopped making YouTube videos, but they were satisfied with the course because they had different goals coming out of that mentorship program. So there you have it, $1,000 courses. Are they worth it? And are they not? Let me know if you want more of these type of videos. I've also bought courses in the $100 range, like Pat Flynn's course on business validation. And I will have to say, just as a little tease for those things, I really respect Pat Flynn for his pricing model. I think he brought a lot of value, and although he could have, he didn't charge thousands of dollars for his course, despite being at the top of his game in the digital marketing world and having a massive following in that world. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.